Hey everybody, it's Peter from Brantford Kia, and this is the 2020 Kia Sedona SX Tech. So the 2020 Kia Sedona is basically the same, but also a lot different. So what do I mean by that? Well, we've gotten rid of the L model, which was the very entry-level model, and they've also repurposed, repackaged, changed up everything on the top end. So this is the new top-of-the-line Kia Sedona. Now we'll do other videos on the 2020 Kia Sedona LX Plus, which is the bottom end of the lineup, and we'll do videos of the other vehicles in between. But we're going to start with this vehicle because it is the top of the line, and I have to hurry because this vehicle is already sold. It's going out in the next few minutes. So here we go. We're going to take a full walk-around review of the 2020 Kia Sedona SX. All right, so we'll start at the very front of this car. Now again, this vehicle is essentially unchanged from the previous model year, but it's just repackaged, repurposed. So what you have, a few differences that you'll notice is these bright headlights up front. Those are HID headlights. You also have halogen fog lights down low. So these headlights, in addition to just being very bright, very focused, sharp cutoff, they also steer with the car. So as you turn right and left, they can steer with the car, they can self-level a little bit, and they can aim where you're driving. So very cool feature. We've had this on the Stinger for a while. Some of our other higher end vehicles, they're also on the Sedona right now. All right, typical grille out front here. So you've got this dark grille here. It actually is a bit of a metallic color grille here. It's a painted grille, not just a plain plastic grille. Looks really sharp with the sharp chrome accent. I think it looks great in black paint. Black paint is the worst one to film, but also looks great in real life in person. So real typical stuff out here. Very aerodynamic look and very square look to this car. It's got 276 horsepower. Gets great fuel economy on road trips. That's where we really notice people appreciate this vehicle. Longer road trips, everybody's amazed at the real world highway fuel economy. We'll talk about some of that in the future. Or in the rest of this video where we talk about drive modes. Right now you should know that this is an 8-speed transmission. Maybe if you looked at the Sedona in the past, you saw it with a 6-speed transmission. It has an 8-speed transmission now, and that again is helps with fuel economy, helps with drivability, helps with all kinds of things. So real world fuel economy, that makes a difference. Sometimes in the specs they don't, depending on how they do the testing, you don't really see that difference in fuel economy, but that 8-speed is a very nice transmission. We're going to take a look at the side of the vehicle, we're going to look at the rear, we're going to work our way to the driver's seat, where we're going to talk about the tech in this car because this is the SX Tech model, and we'll do a complete walk around. So let's head back to the rear now. As we work our way to the rear of the vehicle, I want to talk some styling details. You've got chrome door handles here, some chrome line across the top. You have huge, long roof rails. Now, if you're a kayaker like me and you go camping, bigger, longer, wider roof rails are great. You can put cross rails up there, carry a long roof box, carry a kayak, something like that, bikes, anything you want. As we come around the back of the vehicle is a little bit more squared off than some of our other vehicles. You'll notice it started beeping as I walked close. As I stand even closer, I'm not waving my foot underneath the car or anything else. It's blinking 5 times in 3 seconds. I didn't touch the vehicle, but the trunk opens by itself. So that is our smart liftgate. That is a feature available on the Sedona, and it's available on several of our other vehicles with powered tailgates. You don't have to wave your feet underneath. Now, some of our competitors have that waving the foot thing. I don't think that's really that smart compared to this. That's why it's called a smart liftgate. Think about you're carrying your children or you're carrying your gear and you're standing on one foot in the snow and the ice waving a foot. Doesn't make sense. This system works better. You can turn it off, you can turn it on, you can avoid it opening. There's a whole bunch of systems that can avoid this being problematic, because I have a lot of people commenting, oh, this would be a problem. It's not really a problem at all. You approach it with your smart key in your pocket. If you stand close enough, it beeps 5 times in 3 seconds and the tailgate opens without you even having to touch anything. Works fantastic. And like I said, if you don't want that system, you can just touch it. You can open it from your remote. There's a whole bunch of ways to open it. Inside here, nice deep storage well. Because this vehicle is going out for delivery, I'm not going to fold down the seats. If you're curious about cargo space, we have a great video of seating and cargo space configurations on our YouTube channel. It gets a lot of hits and people who are shopping for minivans like that one, so feel free to check that out. It is a previous model year, but it's the same thing inside. Inside here, PowerPoint, tie downs, cargo neck attachments, the deep storage well here, flat. These seats fold flat to the floor, right to the front, so you can look at those later. Yeah, tons of space, typical minivan stuff. Big square opening, a lot of practicality in here. Let's head to the middle seats now. So as we head to the middle row seats in this car, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Does this car have what they call stow and go seats of the Chrysler minivans? It doesn't. And what the Chrysler minivans never point out is there's a lot of problems with those seats. So first of all, instead of having to touch the door handle, let's open the door here by pressing the button. Power doors, of course. Let me show you how these seats work. If you need full storage space, you pull that seat up like that. Now you can move it closer if I slid it forward, but now you've got full storage space right to the back of the car. Like I said, this can still slide on the track further to get closer to your driver's seat. I can move my driver's seat forward from there and it would still get closer again. Most people with minivans, if you're using this as a cargo van, this is going to give you all the space you need without having to fold the seats on the floor. Now, why is this better? Because it doesn't appear better to some people. The reason it's better is right here. I am a 6-foot adult. I'm not a huge guy, but if I was, this is a far more comfortable seat than it would be in a seat that has to squish and fold into the floor. Thicker padding, wider seats, squishy sides. You can feel the huge thickness of the pads there. It's a comfortable seat. And the reality is, if you're buying a minivan, you're probably buying it for passengers first and cargo second. If you want passengers first, get seats that are more comfortable for your passengers. You'll appreciate it on a long road trip, especially if you have kids. I know, I take my kids across the country every summer. Lots of adjustment here. The SX Tech model that I'm in right now has these really cool seats. They are a light gray leather. They have a white piping. They have a contrasting red stitching and a black on the outside. They look super sharp. Inside here, first of all, again, like I said, I'm 6 feet tall. I've got tons of headroom. I've got vents above me here. I've got touch lights up here. You've got the automatic climate control that I can adjust from the rear passenger seats. If you don't want your kids playing with that, you can lock them out from the driver's side area. We'll show you that in a second. Out back here, the backs of the front seats, they're plastic. Now, why is that important? Plastic is amazing if you have kids because you can wipe it clean. Instead of having to scrape the leather and have the kids damage that, you've got a plastic area that wipes clean. You still have a cargo area here so they can stick their toys and their books and their iPads and all that right in there. Speaking of iPads and toys and gifts and all those kinds of things, you've got a USB port down here and a regular plug, a household plug. So they plug the laptop in, they can plug their USB devices in. You've got storage areas down there, cup holders. You've got a grocery bag holder. And again, you have these pockets on both of the front 2 seats. The third row seats are certainly capable of fitting 3 adults, probably 2 adults on a long trip, but 3 kids on a long trip. Again, this is an 8-passenger vehicle. We have 2 8-passenger vehicles right now. We have the Sedona and we have the Telluride. In here, this center seat can be an armrest, it can be removed, lots of things. If you are looking for the top of the line Sedona that had the Lazy Boy chairs, those are no more in Canada. They used to have sort of a Lazy Boy style chair with a little footrest up here. The reality is we didn't sell a whole lot of those. Simple as that. People didn't see the need for those types of chairs, and they are no longer offering those in the Sedona in Canada. So if you're looking for those, have to look for a previous model year to 2020. All right, moving alongside, you've got nice dark trim there. One thing you have got is slides on the windows. I'll show you them right now. They slide up like this, and they lock into place, and they are little window shades. So window shades on the middle row seats and on the rear seats, easy to operate. They click into place and they hide in the door, really smart. As we saw before, power doors, there's a button right here, which I can close those power doors. The driver can close them from there. You can do them from the key fob as well. Lots of ways to open and close those powered doors. So plenty of space, plenty of flexibility in the middle row, plenty of space in the third row. Let's head to the driver's seat where you really want to see all the tech. All right, it's starting to rain, but we're gonna plow through and hopefully our camera doesn't get too wet because it's not waterproof. All right, in the driver's seat, a lot of the same stuff as you'd see in the previous Sedona, which means it's a very, very comfortable area. The SX Tech model, again, has those really cool seats with the multicolor stitching and piping, dual color seats. They look great. Big thing I want to say is if you're in the Sedona and you drive with multiple people, this one's got powered seats, a lot of adjustability there. It's also got a lot of adjustment in height and in reach of the steering wheel. So you can fit, if you share this vehicle with someone else, whether they're really tall, much taller than me, or really short, much shorter than me, you can fit anybody you want in here. We've seen plenty of very tall and very short drivers leave with a Sedona and be very comfortable. The Tech model has a whole bunch of stuff. Let's start right over here with some safety features. You've got blind spot detection, which also gives you rear cross traffic alert. When you're backing up and you're looking at the camera, you can't always see somebody crossing past with you. So this will warn you if someone's walking or driving from one side or the other. It'll tell you where they're coming from and that they're coming soon. It'll give you an audible warning with the beeping. It'll also show you a visual warning in that backup camera. Again, backup camera is clear and big 8-inch screen. Thing I love about the stereo system while we're here, it also includes satellite radio. So if you buy a car from us, you get 3 free months of satellite radio. But if you're going on a long trip, and this is a great vehicle for a long road trip, satellite radio is amazing because you never lose a station. You find your favorite station, you can travel across North America and keep that same station. So great system there, great touchscreen system. Down here you've got the climate control. It's a tri-level climate system. So you can have the driver set at one temperature, the passenger at a second temperature, and the rear passengers at a third temperature. So you can always adjust whatever temperature you want. If somebody's warmer or cooler, you can do that without any issues whatsoever. You also have a clean air system. That's a micron filter, fine filter that takes the allergens out of the air as well as other pollutants out of the air. And for a guy like me who has allergies, that's a fantastic system. It keeps the air clean. They are blinking, they're hitting the locks on my vehicle right now, so that means they want it back soon, so we're gonna keep going with it. Automatic transmission, like I mentioned, it's an 8-speed automatic transmission. You do have drive modes as well, and I'm just gonna confirm that they are the drive modes that I believe they are. So we're gonna hit the drive modes right now. I have Eco, Comfort, and those are the two drive, Eco, Comfort, and Normal. So we have 3 drive modes, which is what I thought. And so those give you, if you're driving economically anyways, you can hit the Eco button, it'll keep it economical. And of course, Comfort is sort of the normal, and just changes the way the transmission shifts and the way it drives. And you can play with that at any point to see which one works best for you. There's also a manual shifting option. This car can tow 3,500 pounds, and if you're towing a heavier trailer, sometimes you want to choose your own gears. You can put it, you can slide it, the gear lever to the left, and it will shift as you want it to, 1 through 8 gears. Down here you've got an electronic parking brake, which is new for us in the Sedona. You've got heated seats, driver and passenger, and a heated steering wheel. So heated steering wheel is a really great feature for the Canadian winters, keeps your hands nice and warm. Moving across, what else we got? We've got a dual glove box. I really like the look of the doors. They're sort of a 2-tone, but almost a 3-tone. You've got dark up top, the light gray on the bottom, and it's a nice leather, everything's soft touch. And you've got sort of almost a carbon fiber type look detail to the doors, which is really cool. Another feature I really like is on the side of the passenger seat here, you have buttons that can move the seat and tilt the seat forward and back. And if you have passengers getting in the back, you can allow them to get in. Again, I can open the doors from this control panel up above here, and I can move the seat forward without having to get out of the driver's seat. So I can open the right side door, move the seat forward. Maybe you're an Uber driver, great way to get your passengers in and give them lots of extra space. Or if your passenger hops in, you can give them space without having to move that as well. In Canada, you have UVO Intelligence. We've got an entire video on UVO Intelligence. It's a smartphone app that links with your car, gives you a remote car starter, allows you to lock and unlock the doors right from the your cell phone. All sorts of cell phone controls. You can start the car, you can turn on your seat heaters, you can set the temperature, all kinds of things, all from your cell phone. So that's a really smart feature. You've got 3 buttons on the mirrors for that, so that's what those buttons are. The other 3 buttons on the mirrors are what is called home link buttons. They can open your garage doors for you. So we talked about the headlights, how they can aim with you, they can turn on and off. Those are automatic headlights as well. So as you set them to auto, if it gets dark outside, the headlights will turn on automatically. And if you don't want to use the auto setting, or if you don't want them, to steer, you turn it off the auto setting and the headlights will stay right in front of you. So kind of a cool feature to be able to turn that on and off. Little cool features too, the mirrors fold in and out. So if you're in a tight parking spot, you have the buttons on the doors, fold the mirrors in and out. All of the windows are auto up and auto down, so you have auto buttons on them, and you only have to touch them to raise them completely, and I think that's a smart feature as well. One final thing, cruise control on this car. Not just regular cruise control, but smart cruise control. What that means is it adjusts to people in front of you. If you set the cruise for 120 kilometers an hour and somebody's going 80 in front of you, the car will slow right down and keep its distance until they clear, and it will go back up to whatever speed you set the cruise to. The big thing with this one is it has stop and go. What that means is that once you set the cruise, again, you can set it for 120. If traffic keeps you slower, even if it's stop and go traffic, the car will come to a complete stop and accelerate when it's able to do so without you having to touch the gas or brake. You're still in control of the car, it's still your responsibility, but in a stressful, high traffic situation, that's a great system to have. It works well with our lane keeping assist, which keeps you centered in the lane. So you don't have to always be so conscious. If you're looking at your stereo or something like that, instead of drifting in the lane, that can keep you centered in the lane because it will steer itself to keep you centered. Sounds very strange, but once you get used to it, it's a fantastic system. So in stop and go traffic, you have a vehicle that as you speed up a little bit will keep you centered in the lane, and it will bring you forward or faster and slower with that cruise control. Great system, almost self-driving. We've done a video, we called it a self-driving Stinger with a question mark, and it really is some of those features where it accelerates and brakes on its own based on traffic, and it also keeps you within the lanes. So a lot of safety features there. They've blinked the locks on this thing a number of times, so I know they want this vehicle back. If you want to know more about the 2020 Kia Sedona, let us know in the comments below. We plan to do a video on the LX. We plan to do a test drive on the LX Plus. We plan to do a test drive on that vehicle as well, but I'd like to know what you want to know about it so that in our next video, when we have more time and we don't have to give the vehicle away to a customer immediately, we can give that information to you. Finally, if you've watched this long, thank you for watching. As we wrap up the video, I want to tell you why we do these videos. We do these videos because we want to earn your business. We are a Platinum Prestige dealer. That means we are a top 3 percentile Kia dealer in the world. And our sales team right now is top 5 in the country in customer service scores. We want to earn your business. If you're anywhere near the Brantford area, give us a chance to be your Sedona dealer, your Kia dealer, because we think we can do a better job than some of our competitors, and I think you'll see the difference of shopping with a Platinum Prestige dealer and a top, like I said, our sales team is top 5 in the country right now in customer service. They're a non-commissioned sales team, and yeah, give us a try. So there you go, everybody. Thanks for watching, and swing on by Brantford Kia.